Good morning, all of you. First of all, I would like to welcome you all from class 8th to your new class, that is 9th. Today, in this video, we will discuss several chapters of class 9th chemistry. So, let's just start with the introduction of syllabus. Up to class 9th, you study science as a single subject, but from now you will study science in three different parts, that is biology, chemistry and physics. So now let's just understand what exactly biology is. Biology is basically a study of living organism. Means here it is written bio and life. Logy means study. So the branch of science which deals with the study of living organism is known as biology. Similarly, we can define chemistry also like this: the study of composition of any matter along with their physical and chemical properties, that is called chemistry. Physics is also defined as the study of natural forces like sound, heat, electricity, pressure and etc. After that, we will discuss syllabus of class 9th chemistry. So let's just start. Now, introduction of syllabus. In class 9th chemistry, total 4 chapters are there. First chapter is matters in our surrounding. Second chapter is matter around us pure. Third chapter is atoms and molecules, and fourth chapter is structure of matter. So let's just start with the first chapter, that is matters in our surrounding. First chapter is matters in our surrounding. So let's just start. Let's just discuss the contents which we study in this chapter, what they are. Let's just start. So our first content is matter and its state, means how many states are there, that we will discuss in this chapter. Second topic is change of state of matter. Third topic is effect of change of temperature and latent heat. Latent means hidden, heat means energy, means what type of hidden energy present in any state of matter, that we will discuss in this chapter. Effect of change of pressure, how pressure affect change in state of matter, that also we will study in this chapter only. And most important topic is evaporation. What is evaporation? What is difference between evaporation and boiling? What are the factors affecting the rate of evaporation, that we discuss in this topic. Last topic is plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. And at last of this chapter, we will discuss about chapter exercise questions and NCERT questions. So let's just start our chapter by types of changes, means how many changes are actually present in our nature. Let's just start with that. Types of change. Basically, in our nature, two types of changes there. First change is physical change and second is chemical change. Physical change is basically change in shape, phase, size and etc. of any matter or material. In that, matter itself is the same before and after the change. For example, melting of ice. If you observe ice, when you take out from fridge, it start melting and it get converted into form of liquid. But when you again freeze it, again it get back into form of ice. So the product remain same, so the formed substance remain same after the change also. So that type of change is known as physical change. Now let's just see what is chemical change. chemical change is basically non-reversible change in that always new substance is formed. And you can say that whatever the new substance is there, they are having completely new properties than the original one. Like rusting of iron. Whenever there is a rusting of iron is there, rust occur on iron, it comes in a category of chemical change. Now let's just see some more examples of physical and chemical change. Now some examples of physical and chemical change. In physical change, melting of ice cube, boiling of water, mixing of sand with water, shredding of paper, chopping of wood, mixing of green and red pebbles, all are the example of chemical change, because after the change also we are able to get back our original matter. That's why original material. That's why all come in a category of physical change only. Now let's just see some examples of chemical change. Burning of wood, metabolism, cooking of egg or cooking of food, rotting of banana, vinegar and baking soda, fireworks, they all come in a category of chemical change. Why? Because after the chemical change, we are not able to get back the original substance from which this chemical change started. So that type of change is known as chemical change. Till now, we study about physical change and chemical change. Now, let's just start our main topic, that is matter and its characteristic along with their state of matter. Starting with the definition of matter, anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. Earlier, matter is classified into 5 basic elements, that is air, fire, water, sky and earth. But nowadays it is classified on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Understand like this, whatever the thing which we are seeing in our day-to-day life, it is called as matter. And all the things are made up of Panch Tattva. That is the old belief. Philosophers thought that ki whatever the thing we are seeing it, whatever the existence of substance are there, they all are made up of Pancha Tattva, and they are as fire, air, water, sky and earth. But after some time, modern day scientists start working on that and said that ki these all 5 Panchatattva itself is made up of something, and that all come in a category of matter itself. So they classified matters on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Some example of matter is here: chair, bed, river, mountains, dog, tree, buildings and etc. And whatever the thing which we are seeing in our day-to-day life, they all come in a category of matter itself only. Now let's just discuss characteristic of matter. Starting with the physical characteristic of matter. First thing, matter is made up of very tiny particle. First characteristic of matter is particles of matter are very small and having space between them. We observed in our day-to-day life also. Whenever we make tea, coffee or lemonade, particles of one type of matter get into space between the particles of other. Means when we dissolve any one type of state of matter into another one type of state of matter, it just get completely mixed up, which proves that there is a presence of space between the particles of matter, and that space is called as intermolecular space, interatomic space. See, you will understand by this figure. In one beaker water is there and in another beaker water is there. Some particles of potassium permanganate is there. So by taking other example also you will understand. If you take 1 tablespoon of sugar and dissolve in water, after some time it just get disappear. It means that sugar particles acquire the intermolecular space present in the molecule of water, which proves that there is a space present between the particles of matter. Now let's just discuss second property of matter. Second property of matter is particles of matters are continuously in motion. Means particles are able to move from one direction to another direction. Basically this characteristic of matter get vary from one state of matter to another state of matter. In some state of matter there is a no continuous motion, but in some state of matter there is a continuously in motion, like in liquids and gases. And this random type of motion is known as Brownian motion. We can define Brownian motion like this: the random zigzag movement of a small particle suspended in a liquid or a gas is called Brownian motion. We can understand with other example also. Suppose if we apply perfume or any fragmented object, so the other person is able to smell from very far away. Means the particles of fragrance, the particles of perfume get mixed along with the air and just move from one direction to another direction. That's why the other person is able to smell that, which proves that the particles of matter are continuously in motion. Now let's just discuss third and fourth characteristic of matter. Particles of matter attract each other. Means there is a force of attraction working between the particles of matter, and the name of that force of attraction is intermolecular force of attraction. Basically because of this force of attraction only the particles of matter bounded with each other, and this special force of attraction give the exact shape and size or define the shape and size of any state of matter. This force of attraction also varies from one matter to another matter. In solid the force of attraction is very high, which we used to call intermolecular force of attraction. But in liquid the intermolecular force of attraction is less in comparison to solid, and in gases the intermolecular force of attraction is just negligible. That's why they are free to move anywhere. Fourth topic is they have tendency to get diffuse. Means they just easily get mixed with each other. This diffusion property is not available for all state of matter. It is only visible in some state of matters like liquid and gases, because they easily get mixed with each other. For example, if we take Dettol or Vital and mixed with water, immediately the color of water get changed, which proves that the particle of Dettol or the Vital get mixed with the particle of water, and due to that the color get changed. So this proves that the particles of matter have tendency to get diffuse. Now let's just discuss the classification of matter on the basis of their physical properties and chemical properties in detail. Now classification of matter on the basis of their physical property. Basically matters are classified into 5 states of matter, that is solid, liquid, gases, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. So solids are rigid in nature, liquids are fluid in nature, gases are freely movable in nature, plasma is a fluorescent glow which we are observing in galaxy or in stars or in tube light, that is considered as the fourth state of matter, that is plasma. And last is Bose-Einstein condensate of state of matter. So basically we can say that on the basis of physical properties, matter is classified into 5 states of matter, that is solid, liquid, gases, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. Earlier only 3 states of matter is available, but after some time it get discovered that there is a 4th state of matter also exists and 5th state of matter also exists. Now let's just discuss classification of matter on chemical properties. On the basis of chemical properties, matter is divided into 2 parts, that is pure substance and mixture. Pure substance is basically having a single composition, or we can say that ki pure composition throughout, means there is no intermixing of anything. It is made up of a single type of substance only. Mixture is a combination of different type of substance. Again, matter, pure substance is divided into element and compound. Element is basically made up of single type of atom or single atom, like oxygen, hydrogen, iron, or whatever the single atom is there, that is represented as element, means consider as a pure element. Now second one is compound. Compound like water, salt, ammonia, all are known as a compound. Means compound is basically that state of matter, or we can say that part of pure substance which is made up of 2 or more molecules like water, table salt, ammonia. Again, compound is divided into 2 parts, that is organic and inorganic compound, which that we will discuss in our next lecture video. Now let's just see, mixture is divided into 2 parts, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is that kind of mixture in which 2 substances completely mixed with each other, like salt solution, mouthwash, all alloys are come in a category of homogeneous mixture. And heterogeneous mixture is that type of mixture in which we are able to see clear boundaries between 2 substances, like pizza, Italian salad, solid waste dump, a mixture of sand and water. They all come in a category of heterogeneous mixture. So in our next video we will discuss the physical state of matter in detail.